connect in their things actually, means in their applications. If you see in Naukri, if you see in any of the website, in the right side there will be bot available and the bot will pop up whenever you logged in, like HDFC Bank. So ask Eva, like this. So those bots are not LLM used bots. Previously also we used to have, but they are not LLM used bots. They are only a kind of transformers used bots only. Means whatever you ask and whatever the question and answer already feed it over there. So those answers only you will be getting when it is matching the keywords. But now, according to your knowledge base, whatever the knowledge base that you are giving, according to your knowledge base, by using LLM, you will be able to get the uh, means a kind of reactive answer on whatever question you are asking over the bot. So that is LLM, and the LLM that we are going to use is from the Hugging Face, and that LLM will be deploying into our environment infrastructure, and we will be connecting all the components, and then we will serve this LLM as an endpoint, and that endpoint we can use it wherever we want. And this LLM we need to be monitored, like how many tokens it got used, how much CPU it is used, how much memory it is used, what is the latency on the API. So all these things we need to configure on this LLM workload. Just treat this LLM workload as a one of the microservice. That's it. In your DevOps, treat this LLM as the one of the microservice, and that microservice need to have the all the functionalities and all the access to your infrastructure, and this LLM you're deploying it as an endpoint. Okay, ultimately you're getting one service endpoint, so where you can expose and communicate with this LLM, and you can place this endpoint into wherever you want, into your application, wherever you want you can keep it. So for that I already created the repository. If you go here, so this is the repository. Okay, so this is the repository actually. So here I have created many of this, and I even given deployment guide that how you need to follow to deploy this entire project. So first thing first, we need to understand that what are all the things present here. So whatever we need data, right? So inside this data, I have one file called IT support frequently asked questions in a CSV format. So there are plenty of the questions I have already kept, means a 4 or 5 question or a 10 question, it's up to you. You can add all questions, or you can also include your Confluence runbooks inside to it. Otherwise, you can just add everything into this knowledge base and under this CSV, so that your model can answer you quickly in whatever you ask. And then there is a file called process.py. What this file will be doing, this file will actually create a fuzzy knowledge base into my S3 bucket. Okay, so this is going to create a fuzzy index file into my knowledge base, into of my LLM knowledge base bucket. I should create this bucket because here it is a physical one, but your workload need to be accessed. Your workload need to be accessed from S3, from your Kubernetes cluster to S3. And whenever new questions or new solutions that you wanted to update by IT system, so they will be updating in this .csv. So automatically that will be come to the this LLM knowledge base, so that my LLM will up to date and it will pull it. So it's based on that the feedback loop because we will be enabling the monitoring, right? So based on the feedback loop, you can push this all new questions and new answers into your .csv. So here we are using mini LM6 V2 as a transformer from the Hugging Face, and that will be going to process your all your means the knowledge base. Okay, so this is going to put into your this bucket. So this bucket we're using this one, we're using this transformer. Okay, and then in the KTS I have two environments, staging and production. So in this staging, I have deployment.yml, secret.yml, and service.yml. All you know that deployment.yml will help you to deploy your workload, but secret.yml where I need to keep my information, my S3 bucket name, and my Hugging Face token, and my DynamoDB feedback table. So I have to create this feedback table. Okay, so where it will log all your feedback loop information into your DynamoDB. That is one thing, and that will be exposed over the load balancer. That will be exposed over the load balancer. Okay, coming to this ignore file, model serving. So here in main.py we are again loading this S3 bucket, that whatever our local in-house knowledge base, and also DynamoDB table feedback loop, and then we are using local LLM, which is nothing but distill GP2 for text generation. I am using this from the Hugging Face. I'm using, so you must have Hugging Face token. If your Hugging Face token you not updated, then it may going to fail. You need to have Hugging Face. Even you can do the same kind of things by using your VLLM. If you take this same LLM from Amazon Bedrock, Anthropic, or GPT-5 or any other model, that will cost you highly on the whatever the text generation that you're doing. Otherwise, you can use your Gemini. Uh, okay, because it is an open source API, they will give it to you, but uh, you will be not for long period you cannot use that. If you wanted to use the open source, which is cost effective and no need to pay to other LLM and that much, because you have only a moderate requirement, so that you can fine tune your open source models like your Distill GPT or Mistral or Phi. These are all the models. If you use Mistral, yeah, you must have Hugging Face and better than this Distill GP2. So you can use them, and we have to just call these functions when the prompt is happening. So my app name is LLMOps Chatbot, and it will be also using a tokenizer. QA none I have give here, not a problem. If you use Mistral or some other thing, you must enable this. Sometimes you may get error on the tokenizer part, but now with your distill but 2, even your tokenizer will be work perfectly. So coming to the Prometheus metrics, you are exporting all chat prompt total tokens, that how much that the token being used while you are prompting, and the total prompts token, and chatbot completion token total, and total completion token. So this is the name and this is the query. Okay. So this is how it is going to export by using the prompt things. with the Prometheus metrics to my Grafana so that I can create a panel over there and I can see how many tokens are being used whenever I ask any prompt. And then since it is going to use my local knowledge base S3 bucket, so it will keep everything into that bucket. And then it will start the tokenizer and it will keep everything into your thing. So this is the code. If you go of each class, each class and each function is having your tokenizer, transformers, model and application which will work for your prompt. And you have a Docker file. This Docker file is going to run your application. So main.app. And if I come to scripts, okay, in the scripts, I have already given these things, so you can deploy this, you can use this, and you can use these files. But when you come to the deployment guide, here is the entire thing I have given. First, you need to have one user, IAM user, and that should have your programmatic access plus AWS console. And you must log in with your AWS access key and the secret key. So how do you will check? You can check with the AWS STS get caller identity. Okay. And you can create a bucket in your region. So for now, I have created in the AP South 1A in Mumbai. So here in Asia Pacific, I have created this bucket. Okay. And if I go to bucket inside, so I have this index and inside this the file will be created. Okay. And then you must create AWS ECR, create repository. So with the same name, the same thing. So I already created in order to save time because it should be yesterday's project to show you. Yeah. So this is a repository that was created here. Okay. And you need to make sure with your IAM. Okay. You need to make sure with your IAM. When you created your IAM, your user, go to your user. Here in this user, what permission you need to have? You need to have S3 full access permission. Okay. So this permission you need to have and GitHub permissions. So for that, I already had the document, everything I have documented. You can follow the document on each step. Okay. The same step in the README file as well. You can follow the all the steps I mean already providing in this. Okay. Cool. Now, so in this GitHub permissions, So this is our last project thing, right? Okay. I think for this nothing is required, but there should be an IAM role. For the IAM role, you need to, I'll tell you where you have to give that. Let me cancel. So according to my notes, I need to create the cluster actually. I need to create cluster. GitHub permissions, you can write it in the inline when you are not having. So let me keep this cluster. I guess I already have the previous cluster components there, so it will block me and my account will get billed more. No, nothing is there, so that it's okay. Let me open my terminal. Let me create the cluster. So what my cluster name is? LLMOps. So it is creating. For that you can see the stack, CloudFormation stacks. So it will create the stacks for you. See, this is a Slack EKS LLM cluster. So formation stack it will create for your cluster creation. After cluster creation, we will be creating the EKS node pool group for deploying the workloads. But thing is, mm, fine. So I need to also create DynamoDB. DynamoDB for what? For my feedback loop. For your DynamoDB, you can you can you can use the command. You can use the command in your notes. So creating
होता नहीं का विद होता नहीं तो
please mute yourself.
अंजू बहुत
So you need to create DynamoDB pay per request whenever it is using. If I come back to go DynamoDB, so here tables. So I have this table right now. So in this table, so we need to scan whenever you have any indexes that are created in this for your feedback loop. So this is another step that we need to create, and we need to update this variable with our code. And okay, so all things are almost done. The second thing is our EKS cluster to be created. So I have already updated. Okay, DynamoDB table creation, Azure, EKS repository. So let me wait until this cluster is created. Let it create. So meanwhile, what we have to do is you can go to Hugging Face. Go to Hugging Face, create your account, and right side in the down in these access tokens. Click on the access token, enter your password, and then get your access token from here. Okay, get your access token from here. So this token you need to update. This token you need to update at your GitHub Actions. Now this is my repository. If I go to settings on the left side under secret actions, what are all the variables I have updated? Access key we need, secret key we need, DynamoDB feedback table name, ECR repository URI, EKS cluster name, and Hugging Face API token and S3 bucket name. So these are all the things that you need to update in this repository secrets. Then it will read this sensitive information and it will execute to you. If I go to actions, so I have two files. You can see I have two files here. Here LLMOps CICD, LLMOps CICD. So it will be going to deploy into your staging and production environment. Staging and production environment. Let me open this. So here you can see build test, deploy staging, then it will deploy into production. And there is a separate pipeline called data pipeline. What is the data pipeline? This data pipeline will be used for fetching the data from your S3. Fetching the data from your S3. So this is the manual workflow dispatch that we are running. So these are the choices, and it will look for your the ECR repository image that you have pushed from the local or from the build stage, and it will pull from the ECR repository, and environment that it will be going to use production or staging, and then it is using the job by using the same outputs and the same variables and the same uh, workflow inputs by running your stage like your build test, run data pipeline, environment, force deploy, image tag. These are all the environment things. And then your data pipeline will be running. So what this data pipeline will be doing? So this data pipeline will be doing as per your input as a true. Then it will fetch from your fetch from your fetch from your data pipeline here process underscore data dot py. From there it actually pull your information from the S3. Okay, or it will put all the information into the S3. This file role is just to update your index knowledge base into the S3. So it will install all the dependencies and it will run this. When it is running, it will be created this this prefix inside your S3. Once it is created, it will verify that, and then it will be having some test conditions. Is it able to push or not, and all this. So this is the pipeline, and after this it is going to build your image. Which image? Your workload image. LLM workload image. It will build. Okay. So this YML, as you already familiar, if you read this, it will be easy for you. Like log into the ECR, push, and deploying the workload. Ultimately, which one it is going to build? Your model service here, Docker file. This workload it is going to build at the second stage, build and test. So in the first stage, what is happening? It is creating S3 prefix and updating all the knowledge base. Let me check. Almost it is created. VPC CNI add-on and OIDC disable on the cluster. Okay, fine. So let me create a node pool group as well. Oh, these two also ready almost. So I could run kubectl get nodes. I'm able to see this kubectl get nodes. And if you go to the cluster and where it is access, you can see here, so there is a role being created, node group. Let me also go to this role. IAM. In your IAM roles, and there will be a role that will be created 6 minutes ago. This is this one, and AKS node group, AKS node group, and here is the permissions, policy name and trust. Fine. Here is the permission. Okay. AKS node group EC2. So everything already came. EC2, 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 EC2. Fine. Let's see if it is get failed. We'll try to add. What recent role is created? This is the recent role. Okay. What we will be doing now. So let me, once you have deployed and even you have updated your key, and then you can run it from your local. If you clone this, you don't want to run any CI/CD pipeline, then you can export this all these things and you can run it from your local, or otherwise you can run it through the CI/CD. I have already put all the files and CI/CD setup. You can run either way, like you from your local from this CLI, or you can run it from the CI/CD. Now I would like to see how many namespaces are created first. kubectl get ns. So there is nothing is there like staging and production. Okay, but what I will be doing, I'll just go here into actions dot, like in the actions in LLMOps CICD. I'll just go into run for my staging. Okay, I'll run for my staging. I want run data pipeline as well, so you can select this. I want to run data pipeline, and I wanted to build and test the pipeline from the main branch. When I do this run workflow, so it will be running my workflow, and let's check it out. So it is running my data pipeline debug and test conditions. Based on that, it will run the data pipeline, and parallelly it is running my build test. So build test is done, but when we get into the deploying staging, it's configuring the EKS, it's updating with the cluster, it's added the context, staging namespace is created, and the image is updated. Okay. Now if I come here, if I see for the namespace, I could see staging namespace, right? kubectl get pods and or get all -n namespace. So here load balancer is created, and the next it is running for the staging, and then if it is health is good and okay the workloads, then it will promote to the production. Until that it will never promote to the production. Okay. So here container image name and container creating, invalid image name and container is creating. So there's a problem. What is that problem? kubectl logs -n staging and the pod name. Then describe kubectl describe pod and the namespace. It's pulling kubelet is pulling the image but not running the rest of things. So kubectl get pods -n staging kubectl delete pod. I'll delete this pod. Now one of my pod is running right now, means after the invalid image is still like that only. Uh, let's see the health check is running or not. It's still not running the health check. Health check is not running. But before that, let's see kubectl logs. Logs. So this is the one. It is running. It is running. Okay. It is running. But I guess I could say one restart is happened. Why restart is happened? Now it fall back to the error, you can see. If I run the error, telling that so Python or deprecated, please just start. Crash loopback issue. Then kubectl get secret fnn staging. Mhm. Crash loopback. Now it is telling that what's telling exception error access denied while calling list object v2 operations user sts assume role of EKS LLM node group EKS demo 1 node instance role, which is having this one, is actually not authorized. So EKS node pool group is not having to fetch the bucket things. Okay, we need to add the bucket one. Where is this role? Copy this role. Copy this role. Come to your IAM. System is loading slow. Go to roles. Search for this role. This is the role. EC2. And here you have to add one create inline policy. So create JSON. So from your this one from your notes I already updated. Let me open the notes. From your notes when your EKS cluster is created, EKS cluster is created. Okay. Then you must update this in that role and then we can rerun this. So just come here. So what we are telling here, the resource to the knowledge base, you could access this everything after this prefix. Next, and say it as S3 EKS permission. Okay, name. So I attached it, and let me rerun this. Okay, so for that, if you go and come here, you can run the restart things. You can restart your this one. Again, I have to go to cluster. If you come down in the last, whatever we are missing, one is permission I have updated. Just secrets also I guess I need to do. Okay, but let me check here first. It's still in the crash loop back. So what I can do is kubectl delete the pod. If you do this pod delete, it will recreate one more, or if you do direct deployment as a restart, it works both of the things. It will create the new one. If you see, it is in running mode now, but let wait for the at least 5 seconds so that it should not do any restart. But it is only 0 by 1, not 1 by 1. Let me delete this another pod also. We don't need this. Now it is 1 by 1 running and the single pod you can see. Okay. So if I do get service, if I do get service, FNSVC services, I could see this load balancer. This load balancer, I can search it out here. So since it is this this thing, so it won't be visible on your web. You need to do a curl actually. With that only you can able to make it. So let me also show you that. I guess I kept somewhere. Yeah, this is the one. Let me this is a question. Open notepad. So here, let me search like this. Method not allowed. Okay. Here I can replace. Copy this and come here and replace. Yeah. Now copy this. Come to your terminal. Refresh terminal and ask here that it's not even loading. Copy. So here what I'm asking, my laptop is slow and what should I do? My laptop is slow and what should I do? So it has to answer you. So the answer is, here you can see the answer is, if you have an account on the phone, I will start using and tab on my desktop and my laptop is running system wide version, so make sure you start it as soon as possible. Question: if you have any query and question and something is ID, so this is something in your metadata output kind of thing. So here it is giving you the curl based answer. We can make it from a UI. Okay, we can make it from a UI, but before that, let's deploy the Grafana, let's deploy the Prometheus, and we'll try to access these tokens and the monitoring stuff as well, so that something it will be good. If I come here, so since the health check was failed and later we did fix, right, because of that the pipeline got failed, otherwise the pipeline will be success and your deploy to production will be happening. If next time you rebuild this, it will be deploying into staging and production, because we already updated that permissions in the EKS node pool group, right? So that is an advantage. Yes, you must experience this error and you must search this error and try to resolve this error, then only you will get to know. So if you rerun one more time, it will be solved. Thing is, now I have to install this monitoring setup. Okay, so I'll be going to run these things in my cluster. Let me take one tab. Let me take this tab. I'll take this tab. Okay, let me done, and then I'll deploy this. Yes, it got deployed. You can see admin and admin is the password. I guess to access the local export. Yeah. Then second thing is, so I need to export into my local now, and we can get the password with this commands. So this is for Grafana only. Copy this, run it here. I'll run in the separate terminal because it will be taking the, means it will listen to live port. Then here I'll run the password. So this is the password. So prom operator is the password. Okay, and here my service is already running. So localhost 3000, localhost 3000. So admin, and the password is prom operator. Password is prom operator. Logged in. Yeah. Now you can see all your cluster things with your node exporter. Since the Prometheus is installed, with your Prometheus, all these things will be uploaded into your Grafana dashboard. We can create a new dashboard for our LLM, and this is all the infra by default things with your Prometheus. Even your Prometheus, you can export on the 9090. I even updated the same command here. You can go with your Prometheus 9090 so that you can able to see all the things. Let me also show you the same thing. kubectl get svc pods and svc -n monitoring namespace. So here you can see you have node exporter in 9100 and Prometheus operator on the 9090, right? So whenever you expose this, and automatically you can able to uh, see these things. Okay, so here you can run Grafana and you can visualize them, but in order to run your this one, uh, your this one, let me pull out this JSON for you. Let me pull out the JSON for you guys. Wait. Let me also try the same command here we ran. Copy this, paste here, and put it 9090 and keep 9090. And here what you could do, stop this one, put this exporter, or no, this one, This one you need to keep. Okay, sorry, you can run in a separate terminal. Yeah, so now if you get into the localhost 9090, your all the things will come here. Yeah, so all your metrics are exporting with this, with your Prometheus, and now I have to add a dashboard. So for that, let me pull up one JSON for you. Let me update that one as well. Wait. Go to the notes. So this is the dashboard. Okay, JSON. And come to your Grafana, create or import, put it here, load, name it as LLMOps dashboard, and into the dashboards only, or you want in a separate folder, you can do it and just import it. So that's it. Now you can make it to the 5 minutes, and here I have to add some queries. Okay, some queries I need to add. Some queries, what queries I need to add? I need to add CPU some query. So here all your queries are there. If not, I'll be updated from there. I think it is not updated the readme. In your notes you can see it is there under this, under this. So queries you can see here. So this queries you can update here. Add library panel. No, sorry, add visualization. Here you need to select the Prometheus. Here in the prompt QL you need to paste this and run this. You can see it is added, and save to dashboard and save this. That's all. When you get back to your dashboard, this is the one panel is added, and I would like to add the second panel. Add visualization, and the second query is for more memory usage. I have to run. So this is for my memory usage. What? Sum of container underscore memory underscore working set bytes, and pod is LLMOps chatbot is the label of 1 GB, 1 GB, 1 GB. Then it will be added. Okay. So let me go back to the same one, and I would like to see the restarts count. Add, add visualization, and here again add it, run it. Restart count is uh, nothing much change it, so because it's not run much restarts, right? Now the second thing is I have to also see the how much tokens it being used, how much tokens it being used. So for that, let me also pull some queries. So the token used, okay, let me wait a minute. For token usage, we might not added analysis step. Tokenizer, tokenizer, API function. Mhm. Let me try some other things. Guess no data. Okay, we'll do one thing. In 5 minutes, let's keep 1 hour. Hit rate. VS Code. So this is your file. I guess I'm not pushed this file into GitHub. Here, monitoring drift detection code I need to update. So if it evidently AI, yeah. The only thing, the code which you are seeing here, the code which you are seeing here. So I can give you one task. The code which you are seeing here, just update this code into your main.py and redeploy it and then add these queries. That's all. Add these queries. You can able to see all the prompt means how many tokens that being used, how many tokens that are under means output and input, and how many hit rate and how much latency on the API. All these things you can see. Okay, I'll just going to push this into the server, means into the GitHub repository. You just what I'll do is I'll just copy this monitoring stuff. Fine. So the one more thing, take it as a task and please do it. It's nothing to do anything. You just replace this code, add these queries. Each query is for chat request, failure chat request, request by hour of the day. All these are there and it will also map you like this green and red. It is already done and I have to add the pictures into the notes, but I not took the pictures. When you go to your Grafana and when you go to your LLMOps, the boards will be like this. Whenever you make any, whenever you make any query like this, it has to answer. So let's say my laptop is too slow. My laptop is fast. What is the answer I'll get? So here it is getting an answer. I should start by checking the disk space. Check the disk space and close unused applications. And so if you are using RAID system, I'm using external hard disk, not local hard disk, the query. Let's ask something. What should I do? Hello, hi. It's telling that when you reboot your new computer, you will be getting notified, and it is the best way to you are doing something. It is loading and it is running. When you go to this one, here is the questions and answers I have updated. So we need to update all the question and answers what it is wanted to be answered when you ask the question. So all the things which I have updated here, that will be going to show you by using your LLM brain. And here in your bucket, if you see inside the bucket, so there are two things will be created. One is pickle file and one is Versailles, where your indexes will be created, where your model is dot pickle. So this is how this LLM get deployed, and all are open source, and this is running at real times as well. And one of the document I'll going to share you in the classroom. Please go and read about it. So there is some real time discussion happen, and the same transcript I have made it as a PDF and I'll give it to you. Please read that. What is it? So in some of the companies, what happens? You will be using the S3 and they will put all the data into the S3. They'll do a lot of ETL process. They might be doing from the Glue, they might be doing from the Redshift, they might be doing from the MR, they might be doing from anywhere, and they'll come to the S3 only in the final and they'll keep it here. Otherwise, any feature store they could use, and that data will be loaded to your model, and this model will be going to use an LLM brain, and that LLM you can deploy into your Kubernetes only. If not Kubernetes, then you will be using Bedrock. Inside this Bedrock, inside this Bedrock, Quen 3 available. Okay. OpenGPT OS is also available. So this is the lightweight model of the GPT-5, means GPT. So model spotlight. Let's open. Hello, I'm doing great, Warriors. Thank you. Okay. So this is DeepSeek. I'm DeepSeek V3 and I in DeepSeek and okay. Fine. So like this you can try it out. But when you see in the left side, you have an overview and model catalog where you can see the models. So Nova, Amazon models, DeepSeek and GPT OSS. So right now I have an access to GPT OSS 20 dB, okay, and a DeepSeek as well, which is serverless. You can use Cloud 3.5 Sonnet V2, 3.7, Hike, and other models like Mistral, Quen, all are access granted to me. Okay. If I click on this one or this one, so if I would be opening in the open playground, then I can chart like this. But in the left side, if you see API keys, you have to create a short-term API key, and that key you can put it in your front-end application. So simple. This will give you. If you wanted to create an agent, then the left side, if you come down little bit here, agent. Here we have to create an agent. If you create an agent, you must say any agent name. Let's say a DevOps agent. And description. It helps on DevOps task. DevOps task. Create an agent. Then here you need to fill lot of information. So create a new role, yes, and select a model. Which model you would like to, Amazon model or Anthropic model. So right now I'm not having the permissions to the model. If your enterprise account, and some credits will be allocated on your enterprise account, and there you can use these models. If not, no use. You need to request to the model. So after I'll try this, I'll try to get this request model from my account, and then I'll tell you in one separate class. So creating this agent, and you'll be able to see test the agent. Here only you can type, and you can add a knowledge base to this. What knowledge base you can add here? You can add your GitHub, Confluence, Jira, Mail, Drive, everything you can add it here. So whenever you ask anything, that will first search from your knowledge bases, and then by using the LLM it will frame the answer to you. And you can also update this guardrails. What is this guardrails? If you are asking any violation prompt, then it will block you first. So, and it will flag the prompts as well. So that guardrails can be, you can write it down here. And multi-agent collaboration, if you have one agent, two agent, three agents, you can do it here. I'll try to take the separate class on this if credits created on my account, then only. Okay, so just delete the agent. Or you can also try one more thing. Go to Hugging Face models. I think last time also I have shown this the same thing. Text generation. Here you can use DeepSeek terminus and view API code. You can integrate this with your front end. Okay. So if you wanted to use this model, you can use transformer or you can use VLLM for your local applications in your desktop, or Kaggle or Colab or transformers. So this is the code where you can copy and put it into your code, and it will load directly this model, DeepSeek AI. Or if you want to train, you can train. If you want to deploy, you can deploy into the spaces where you can get this. Then say into a Gradio, it is a chatbot, CPU, GPU, public, create. Now it is running, you can see. And now you can use this direct thing with your my Hugging Face, okay? And you can also clone this actually. You can clone this, and if you run this, you can able to use this. And here in this chat, if I ask something, AIOps, it has to run. Uh, Sign in with Hugging Face, authorize. Already logged in, right? It's not. Why this button is not working? Okay, even though it is logged in but not taking, I don't know. So you can try like this, get into your models, get into your models, can try as many as models that you wanted to try it here. It's the best practice in the hacking phase as it is free already. And going back to my cluster, so I don't want to keep this cluster long, so I'll be going to delete the cluster. So it will delete my entire stack of Nodpool group and the cluster as well. And you better clean up your load balancer, S3, IAM, all these things. Okay. So if you do run these things with your cluster, you will be able to understand lot of concepts by getting into this. If you're only looking at me and just you thought that you got something, that will not at all help you, that you're having some subject on the this LLM part. If you go, you will get at least 2 to 3 errors that are very minimal errors that need to be set up at your local. Okay, the first thing is that you're pushing the code into your GitHub repository. Updating the variables is the first error. If you update proper variables, that's all. And the second error is while you're configuring the EKS cluster, you have to authenticate the better with your IAM user. And the third error is while you are deploying the workload and that will not pull your S3 and it will not authenticate with that. You need to apply. And the fourth error is you have to run Grafana and Prometheus. However, I given the command that is easily going to deploy, but sometimes don't know. If you not follow my commands, then it will. If your commands, then surely it will throw you an error. So please make sure go read, do it. When you do it only, you'll understand what's happening over there. So this is LLM, and the task I have given you is the 3-4 queries, prompt queries. Add what queries? One is count. Okay, these queries: hit rate analysis and cumulative token usage, real-time token counter, and token breakdown chart. So these things you must see in the Grafana. So when you update this code, it will be done. So why I have not updated? I made it as separate because if you add this in the first, it is also good, but I got an error and later I have fixed up, and then later I fixed up. 2-3 times I have done fixing this code, and finally I put it separately. So I thought, so let's make it as separate one. Once the workload should be working, and then you can replace the code. So this is the project. Cool. So thank you everyone. Please do this. I'll be tell them the record. Look at the recording and update this. So please don't forget to clean up your resources. Now AWS is not giving the free tier accounts to you. So please make sure and keep your AWS accounts for practice. Thank you everyone. భక్తి లేదు, ఉడిగింతం చేస్తే భక్తి ఉందని మర్చిపోతే నేను బట్టలు తీయను రాదు, అది ఎన్ని ఉండొచ్చేమో అది ఎన్నిందే ఉంది, వాడు రచన వాడు ఎన్నిందే ఉంది చూసుకో.